Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be doing a quick trade this morning for our elite package. As always, everything that we're going to be talking about is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. So, just quick to what I'm looking at right now, we have 5750 prints that came in twice. Going to be looking for a pretty decent pullback coming underneath. Unfortunately, it actually just changed to 50 the way that it's trading. So, 50-cent increments going to be looking at about 57. Really should be a little bit lower for our price target, about 56.75. We're going to be looking for that trigger towards the short side. I have my order sitting there at 57.88. Would like a little push, but we can see right here, these prints that came in really only give us about, the 58.10 area. So really in this area at any point, I'm going to be looking to adjust my order a little bit as we're continuing back up, but I'm going to be looking for my trigger down on my number one trade from there. So at this moment, 93. Obviously, volume is high at this point, so really just going to be looking for that price action to come towards that downside.
Order filled.
Okay, so we can see just getting in there, 57.97. So now we're going to be looking at our prints, 58.20. I really like the selling that came in at that top side of things. 57.50 is really where we know that market maker is. And they did come in and they did hit it twice. So we know there's going to be some resistance there. Okay, at this moment, we're still holding our trigger. We're in a little bit of consolidation and volume did definitely just die a bit. Okay, but having our calculations done, we're still in our trade. We have about, give or take, from our entry, we're looking at about 25 cents, maybe a little bit more than 25 cents. All right, at this point, just looking for some type of prints to be coming in to confirm that we do have our move towards that downside. We're in a little bit of a consolidation, but again, really still held that price action that we had first bar coming into the market. Do need some selling to come in for us to be able to break these prints lines that we do have at 58.05, 5.3 million right there at 57.87. So that's not going to be an easy one to go, to really get past at this point. But we really need to see some type of nice big volume to come in, give us that price action to break underneath. And 57.50, like I said, is going to be our first worry. Still holding our trigger. No reason to really get out yet or really do anything yet. Couple prints, 15, 17, not really, enough for us to really change anything that we're seeing going on out there yet. Okay, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to up my order over here just so if we do get a quick bar up off this print line that I do have my order set to be able to get out already. So now as we're coming down to the 57.50, we have a few below the bid prints. I mean, nothing really special yet. Not much for us to do anything. Like I said, I do have my order ready just in case off this print line because we don't see that selling actually coming in yet or any type of real kind of movement to get out of this. Real easy for it to just come back and get back up to our stop, hence having our cover already ready sitting there. Now we can see our prints really haven't shown us anything yet. So at any moment, someone coming in, that's why we already have our order ready. All right, so 58 ask prints coming in. That's telling us that we do, we still do need our pullback coming underneath. No real reaction that I've seen yet. Little bit of selling now. Again, being in the beginning of the market, kind of sitting in this consolidation area, not the best situation at the moment. We still have not hit our spot to get out yet. We still do need to pull back from 57.50 as well as 58. And again, not really seeing the buying that's coming in that really shows any type of conviction yet. Okay, at the same exact time, not really seeing that selling, and that's really why we're just continuing back and forth within here. But again, okay, we're sitting on our position. Again, you can see our prints just not really giving us much. Really, with these print lines here, really would like to see more jackhammer prints. Our percentage is going down every second that we're not continuing to break underneath there. Even though there's not really any prints telling us that we need to continue up further, there's really, all the prints tell us that we need to continue down. Again, it's just a, we could see our volume is there. We're still sitting in our consolidation. Our percentages are still telling us back towards that downside. But again, we need some type of selling to come in to start to break these down. Even though we have a great story here, we still need to, this is the one spot that we still do need to get past. A little bit of selling coming in underneath that 58. Again, not enough to stand out or really give us anything at this point. Again, we're really just going to sit back in this consolidation based off the prints that we have going back and forth. At this point, really just, kind of letting it play out based off the percentages that we had from those 5750s. Again, 5750 being a hard level to hold, being a psychological level. Now, because of the way that this just was, if we look, we're coming into that 5750 spot. I do want to take off a little bit right here. So I'm going to take off about 250, and I'm going to cover
Order
that.
filled.
Reason being 5750 is where our market maker is going to be. So let's get our position in there, 750, coming underneath that 5750 level. Just not enough selling. So I am going to take another 250 off here because, again, we're sitting. It's our first trade of the morning. Okay, so we're sitting there. There's no reason for me
Order filled.
to have to do much. Okay, but again, that 5750 not really getting that selling into it right now. First trade of the day. I want to lock some profit in. Okay, again, we have 250 that's sitting there. Just not happy with it. Going to cover another. Let's cancel that.
Order filled.
We're going to cover there. And again, right now we're at that market maker. I have 250 left within this position. Do I need it to go to 57? I do. But again, it's the first trade of my morning. Okay, and I'm just not seeing that selling coming in at any point to really show us more of an extended move towards that downside. It's really been kind of that back and forth. And if we look at our prints, they're just unfortunately not there. We know where it needs to go, but no supporting right now. And again, one of the biggest reasons of taking so much off at that 5750 is that lack of selling that we're seeing coming in. And it's my first trade of the day. Okay, we're 7 minutes into the market right now. I have plenty of time to be able to go out there and find something else that's going to be, that's got a little bit more movement, that's got a little bit more range, and actually is giving us the prints. So we have a couple prints at 5750. Not really much. Again, it's going to, warrant a little bit of a pull up. We have a little bit of selling underneath, but again, we don't have that standout. There's nothing that's came in this yet to extend this past where that market maker is going to be. But I only have a quarter of my position left, so I definitely have a little bit of room. What I'm going to be looking to do is probably around that about 75 level is where I'm going to be looking for. Where I'm going to be holding it down. I'm not willing to give up a ton on my first trade again, but again, I'm going to let it play out. There's no reason to actually get out yet. That's just going to be the spot. If we do start to get a bar up, just because of not a late entry, but not the best of entries, we will take it out and we'll take off the position and we'll start going out there and looking for something else. My biggest problem here is that 5750 being a psych number, not really getting that selling coming in. We're basing everything off aspirants. At any moment, we can really see that volume come in and come back. So it's really, just the preservation of our risk versus reward, having it there at that 5750. 5775, excuse me. Again, very consolidated. No reason to get out of everything. Now, I will tell you, I'm doing this for a recording. If it was for me just actually trading it, I probably at this point would have taken off the rest of my position, becoming a little bit more of a distraction. There's going to be better things that are out there that are actually moving. So, based off of exactly what I do, I'm going to cover. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to cover, I'm going to
Order
go out, and I'm
filled.
going to look for something better. It just didn't get that range, didn't really get that movement. And there's just, looking at AMD right now, looking at Coin, looking at Riven, looking at a bunch of stocks out there, just better range, better movement, not sitting in this consolidation. So overall, about 50 cents, give or take. Let's see exactly what it was. So overall, we made 43.7 cents overall for our first trade. So nothing crazy, 1,000 shares. We're talking about $437. I know we don't talk about money that much, but to start the day off, beautiful mindset. High percentage trade just never really got going the way that I would have liked it to. And again, I'm, this early in the morning, better things out there, going to look for something that kind of gives me more of getting away as far as quickly and for as far as possible from my entry. All right, guys, so that's my first trade of the day. I am done. We will have this up for you guys. Well, I'm obviously not talking to everyone, and I will talk to you soon. Happy trading.